Hi guys, so the furlough scheme has been deemed a relative success. It has provided many people with the means to leave during the pandemic, and while the UK still risks another wave in August, according to scientists, the Chancellor Rishi Sunak is still planning to end the furlough scheme by September. Now, it's important to remember that not all Tories are fans of the furlough scheme. Some see it as welfare, as helping people who aren't millionaires, something that goes against the ethos of the Conservative Party. Now, Andrea Leadsom seems to be one of those types of people. She's a Tory, a former Secretary of State for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, and she's going to suggest that people on furlough are having it a bit too good, it seems. You'll hear her during a debate on BBC Radio where she says that businesses want staff to come back, but many don't want to because they're getting used to being on furlough. Let's hear what she had to say.
Richard's exactly right. The balance is everything. And whilst the lockdown has been crucial, now we're at the point where marginal ongoing lockdowns continues to create the pain where businesses, particularly in the hospitality sector, they can't turn a profit when they're socially distancing every table. They can't get staff because people have, to be perfectly frank, become used to being on furlough.
Become used to being on furlough. That's her suggestion. That's her idea, that people don't want to work because, well, just become, it's too comfortable. Why should I go back to work? A survey was carried out of people on furlough, and over 80% of them said they would prefer to return to work. Now, why is that the case? Well, many people who are on furlough are afraid for their future. But if they're working, they know that their future is more secure. Somebody could be on furlough, and when the furlough scheme ends, they could be laid off. If they're working, if they can get back into work before the furlough scheme ends, it's more likely that their job will be maintained. So, and also many people don't want to be sitting around waiting for the future to come and hit them smack in the face. They want to be in control. They want to get back into work. They want to do, what they were doing before. This idea that businesses can't really find people because they're all lying on sofas watching Netflix because of furlough, I don't think there's a lot of evidence to support that. Now, some people perhaps are, but I think they're in the minority here.
Businesses in my patch that simply can't get people to come back to work.
Now, she was talking about the hospitality industry. Perhaps they can't find staff because some of them have returned to the EU. Remember, if you don't know, Andrea Leadsom is a Brexiteer. She campaigned for Brexit. So it could be highly likely that many businesses in the hospitality industry in particular can't find staff because there aren't any.
And also, of course, massively in my early years review, we heard from families who'd had babies in lockdown and the traumatic time that they had with appalling experiences where they just didn't get the support they needed.
This is something that really annoys me about the Tories, that they will talk about how poor people are struggling at the moment. These babies didn't receive the support that was necessary. Who is responsible for that? The Conservative Party. They have been in power since 2010. They have no reason to complain about anything. They are responsible. And Andrea Leadsom voted. Well, let's have a look at her voting record, because she voted against helping people. It says here, generally voted against paying higher benefits over longer periods for those unable to work due to illness or disability. 10 votes against. Almost always voted for a reduction in spending on welfare benefits. There you go. Consistently voted against spending public money to create guaranteed jobs for young people. If young people were able to get jobs, then they wouldn't need to rely on welfare. Almost always voted for making local councils responsible for helping those in financial need. This is, of course, offloading responsibility from central government to local government. Consistently voted against raising welfare benefits in line with prices. 5 votes against. Almost always voted for reducing housing benefit for social tenants deemed to have excess bedrooms, which Labour described as the bedroom tax. So this is the type of person we're dealing with here. Anyway, let's hear what else she had to say.
And the consequences, of course, for those babies who barely saw anyone in their first year of life. So actually, there is a balance. We've paid a huge price, all of us. We now do need to learn to live with it. The vaccination programme has been superb, a real UK-wide programme, thanks to the UK government that actually procured those vaccines. We should be so proud of that, and we should all be looking forward to the day that...
So we should be all proud of Boris Johnson's government. And what is Boris Johnson's government made up of? Conservatives. So be proud of the Conservatives as well. Don't be proud of the NHS. Remember, the NHS used to get claps. Now they get nothing. That's an interesting side note. When did the clapping end? And why did the clapping end? Why isn't Boris Johnson still clapping for the NHS? Is it they're no longer important? So, the furlough scheme looks likely to end. The furlough scheme has provided a means for many people to live. Unfortunately, it seems that there may be another wave coming, and the furlough scheme is going to end as that wave is predicted to hit. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. I want to say a big thank you to all of my patrons. You ensure that this channel continues to exist. I'm eternally grateful for all of your support. If you join Patreon, you will receive instant access to our Discord server, where we have both audio and video chats. You can chat with me and other patrons, where we discuss important and non-important issues. Becoming a patron per month costs about the same as a large coffee, so why not check it out?